All right, folks, we are live. Welcome. My name is Brett Kay. I'm a senior product trainer with Inside Real Estate. You're here for BoldTrail. Used to be KV Core. And, just get that question out of the way, right? So think of BoldTrail as the next evolution. You didn't have to do anything. We just upgraded you is a good way to think of it. Now you have a faster, more intuitive, hopefully, platform. All the things that you've learned in KV Core still apply. Hopefully just we made it, better and faster for you to do all that stuff. It was really the goal. This session is recorded. You're going to get it through EXP. My thanks to the opportunity to EXP and people helping me out here on StreamYard. So with that, let's get into it. What do you do to get started? Before we get into all of my objectives today, this is not going to be a comparison between CRM products, between real estate growth engine, because that's really what you got here with BoldTrail. Yeah, it has a CRM. They all have CRMs, but what else does it have, and how is that going to help you close more transactions? That's our goal here. So what we're going to focus on is the client journey to understand how the system is organized here today. On Monday, we did CRM marketing. So our focus was in there. And so today we're focused on getting started. We have another one that is why choose BoldTrail, which if you're on the fence about which platform is going to make the most sense for you, definitely attend that one. I believe it's next Monday for that. So with that, we're going to understand how it's organized, the system, how to manage your system. It's really the easiest and most important thing that we can do. Make sure that people are categorized in a way that makes sense to you. Not just Inside Real Estate or EXP, but your business and how to use the system. Okay? So along the way, my hope, my colleague Delaney is going to help me out on some moderation chat for questions. And thank you for your patience. Here we go. The easiest way to think about it is to think about the client journey as that sales funnel I know that you've all seen, right? Let's tie in, let's connect the dots between how the system's organized to these stages of the client journey. That's what we're doing here. And that my hope is that this is a fun way for you to see that. I mean, I can give you an article and says, here are our contact statuses, here are our types. Folks, the goal with this platform is to save you time so that you can focus on those activities that are going to mean more transactions. And so every person at this company is what we're all striving for, whatever department they're in. Okay, your wins are our wins, your challenges are our challenges. Okay, so when we talk about awareness, hey, who are you? Right? I'm picking an agent. Then, okay, cool, nice to meet you. I'm checking out listings on your website. And if there was something that I could give you as an overarching, a theme to today's presentation, it would be that you stop their search, meaning you stop the agent search, the lead search from whatever other website they're looking at. Your goal is to get them on your BoldTrail website, period. That's how this all works, guys and gals. I make a decision. Let's go for it. What happens after that? I'll tell you what happens after that. Repeat business happens after that. These are some of the most valuable leads you should have in your system. That you close them. How about close them next time and the time after that and the time after that? If you do your job right, making sure that we're staying top of mind, they're going to use you for the next listing. Okay, so let's connect the dots. In the first part where I'm like, well, who should I speak with? Because you've got to think about, I can Google anything in the world in like 0.00000 seconds, get a million trillion options, right? I want to see real estate for sale in San Diego. Doesn't mean I'm going to hit your website. So we need to do everything we can do to make them aware of who you are in your market, in your neighborhood. In the system, we call these new leads and prospects. New leads are folks that sign up on your website. This is big, folks, so I want you to listen to this one. All of this part, this helps you understand the system, and then it becomes super easy. Then just go sell a house. Or a prospect. A prospect, I don't know you. I haven't spoken with you. I don't know a thing about you. I want to convert you to a conversation. New lead, you signed up on my website. I'm aware of you. With consideration, who should I work with? Here's where you have the opportunity to shine, friends, right? This could be a new lead. It could be a prospect, but we're going to include the active status, which means you spoke to them at some point about something. Okay? Take a look at some of these stats before I move on. Right? I'm searching. I mean, 6 to 19 months to close an internet lead. If folks are telling you otherwise, well, I'm telling you otherwise. Okay, it can take that long. Hopefully it takes sooner or happens sooner for you. Don't forget too, when we talk about buyer leads, even if you want listings, we all want listings. These can become listings. That's prospect, that's new lead, that's active. Now we're in the decision phase of the funnel. I learned about you. Now I'm making a decision about what I'm going to do moving forward. In the system, we're going to call that contract and client. Now, it's really cool in our system here, and I don't mean I mean ours collectively, this BoldTrail platform. If you're on the fence, then hey, here's what's possible. And if you're here and we're KV Core and now BoldTrail, here's what's possible. Contract and client. Folks, we have smart drip campaigns for every single stage of the client journey already created for you. You can customize them. Folks, we have email templates for holidays, newsletters, initial greetings. You have Chat GPT essentially baked into the platform. We call it Smart Assistant for emails, texts, and call scripting. It's all there right now. 100%, promise you. But what I want you to take away also is that we have campaigns for all these statuses that I've been outlining to you along this client journey already there. All you got to do is flip the switch. Most of them are already turned on. If you don't follow up with them, someone else will. If you don't give them a reason to go to your website, then they're going to go somewhere else. These are our goals. These are our challenges. I won the business. Congratulations. I've read some stats that are astounding. 90% of people that just bought a house from X real estate agent say they would work with them again, but less than 10% actually do. Why? You're not following up. You're not following up. Let's do that. You have all the tools to do that in here, and that's the point of what we're talking about here. We call this our closed and sphere. So if you're importing leads for the first time, which we have a team to help you do, it's free. Get it to a spreadsheet. Give it to us. We'll upload it for you. But if you have attended this, then you understand that we got to have them in one of these statuses. There are 7 of them. New lead, prospect, client, contract, sphere, and close. Okay? Sphere, they're your past clients. I know that it might make some sense, depending on how you look at it, that if I have a past client, I'm going to call them closed, which technically they absolutely are. But for the way this system's built, your past clients are going to be in the sphere category. Closed means I actually closed them in the system. Because remember what I said, when I change you from one status to another, it changes the corresponding campaign. Think about that for a minute. That means that I don't have to think about which campaign to turn on or turn off or remove or add new. If I change you to active, it does it for me. I change you to client, it does it for me. Drop the old, add the new. You can change all of these. Now, we're not going to go deep on smart campaigns today, But we have lots of resources for you should that be a route that you want to take. But your takeaway here is I change the status, it changes the campaign. I don't even have to think about it. Some of these campaigns are task-based. Just because that's a campaign doesn't mean that some message is going out to my people. No, it doesn't. If it's active, that means I spoke with you. If it's client, we're working together. I'm showing properties. If it's contract, we're in contract, right? But it might get the takeaway here when we're talking about that. Okay. Getting back to our contacts here for a minute. And if we're looking at, let me get back to my slide deck just for a minute, contact statuses. I'm trying to draw some parallels here. You're in this phase or you're in that phase. We have campaigns for both of them. If you change a status, it changes the campaign automatically. The only requirement is that they're turned on. It's so easy, my friends. All right. So here's the way that we categorize here in the platform. What's the status? You got to pick one. It's a new lead. It's a prospect. It's a contract. It's a client. It's closed. Deal type. It's a buyer. It's a seller. It's a renter. Heck, you can have an agent type, because I know here at EXP, unless something's changed, there is an incentive to bring more people into the fold. And if you bring them into EXP, there could be financial referrals, I understand. So you could create a deal type of agent as well, hashtag or whatever you want them to be. I've had people ask me before, well, I don't like the sort or the stages you have. I want something else. Meaning, well, it's a prospect and it's a buyer, but it's something else. It's a new lead and it's a seller, but it's something else. That's where hashtags come in. That's where you can call it whatever in the world you want it to be. It's private to you. No one else can see it. It's a way for you to categorize. You just don't use spaces and click enter. Tag is done. And that's for you and you alone. And then I could search for show me everybody that has this hashtag. And a more like business use case would be, let's say you told me you wanted a pool. I hashtag you pool. I just got a listing with a pool. Show me everybody in my contacts that have the hashtag pool. Or it could be San Diego, or it could be your area, or wherever it is. And then I could quickly select these people. Here's the Smart Assistant, folks. Blow your mind right here. So let's say I selected all. This is our reach out, a proactive reach out. I'm hitting these 73 people that have a pool because I just got a listing with a pool. Or you found a property with a pool and you think that because you know that they're looking for a pool, they may like that property. I hit email. Now what? Well, you could write an email, right? I could use the MLS ID option up here up left. It says MLS ID, and then type that, whatever it is. Let's look at this one in Beverly Hills. And it just immediately shared a property link to that property in Beverly Hills. I could sweeten it up a bit, which is what I would do. Maybe give it a nice hello. How about lead first name? Right? I use the little sunburst. We have these merge tags that are HTML that will pull your specific information or the lead's information. Is that not a mind blower? And maybe you change this. If you don't like, I think you might like this listing. Maybe I say, check out this listing. It is just what we talked about, or whatever. And if, making sense, definitely clean it up a little bit. However you want to do that. But you see how you could share that quite quickly and target using hashtags is the takeaway. Now, if I use the Smart Assistant, I'm in the upper right, everyone. That's your Chat GPT for BoldTrail. Call it that. That's what it is. Now, the good news is it just exists in the BoldTrail ecosystem. So that means that 10 billion, or how many billion people, with 7 billion people we got that are using it, it's just within our world. So if I use Smart Assistant and I wanted to promote a listing, for example, I would click promote a listing. I would put in that MLS ID and have it write it for me. How about that? Hi, lead first name. And when you see these, friends, like the parentheses, if you've never seen this before, I know it was kind of a revelation the first time I saw it. I'm like, what is this going on? Am I supposed to put the first name in? No, it's pulling it from everybody that you selected to send this out to, their first name. This is a ChatGPT AI generated message. I just used that Smart Assistant. I said promote a listing. I put in the MLS ID and it's doing it for me. Let's take a peek. I hope this message finds you well. I'm excited to share a fantastic listing that I think you will love. Introducing our amazing property located at this address, this beautiful condo, single family, whatever, features 4 beds, 3 baths. And actually, I've looked at a couple listings in Beverly Hills that they had more baths than they had beds. Mind blower. And a spacious layout of this big. And then it will have all these links to your property. That just was written for you. I send out, go. Now you can do the same thing for texting. You can do the same thing for calling, because friends, you can call, text, and email right from your laptop or the mobile app. Okay? Making sense so far, hopefully? Just give it a sec, take a breather. We're talking about how it's organized, right? Hashtags. They're your best friend. When in doubt, hashtag it out. That is my advice to you here, because you can call it whatever you want. My example of I don't like the prospect, well, then call it what you want. Friend of family, spouse, partner. You can call it whatever you want and sort it, whether it be financial, property type, relationship, and then sources where it came from. Okay? When you think about that. Right. So when we're looking at a client record, that client journey is key. It's got to be one of these. You get a choice, but you got to choose one. We have campaigns for all of these: sphere, prospect, new lead, active, client, contract, and close. Right. Our goal is to get them to close and then repeat, because after I close you, I'm going to move you over to sphere and then I'm going to do it again. Okay. These are people we know. You've met them. You know something. Maybe some aren't looking, but they might be looking tomorrow. And you got to keep that in mind. Prospects, we don't know these people, but we want to. Let's market to them. If they want to unsubscribe, fine. If they don't, that's our hope. We move them on to active status. And new lead is everybody that signed up on our website. This is automatically the only one that automatically happens, to be transparent. Everything else you imported. You said this person is a sphere, or you moved them to sphere. You imported someone. They're a prospect because I said so. But if anyone signs up on your website, they're a new lead. If they talk to you, we move them to active for you. Let me repeat that. If they respond to a text, an email, or a call that you logged within the system will automatically move them to active. And what happens? Think about what I said earlier. It drops the old campaign and adds the new. That means we got rid of that campaign. It worked. We're talking to them. Whatever they said. So when the active campaign activates, it's just tasks for you. Nothing's going out to your client. Client, nothing going out to your client. Contract, nothing going out to your client other than what you personally and manually reach out to. All the other ones have emails and texts. Okay? Now I'm working with you. However you define that, because you're going to move them. I don't want you to think that it's going to automatically move stuff for you. The only time it happens is when you're in prospect or new lead status. Those are the only two. If I have you on a campaign and you respond, we move them to active for you. From here on out, you're driving. So you decide when they're a client, you decide when they're in contract, and you decide when they're closed. Making sense? That's it. The end. Go sell a house. Just joking. So when you think about also, should I archive? Should I delete it? I know sometimes maybe we get frustrated with some leads. We don't want to see their name in our database. I'll tell you, I'd recommend, and the company would too, archive them rather than delete it. There may be some leads you cannot delete. Why? Because it was given to you. If it was assigned to you and you don't technically own the lead, you can't delete it. Make sense to everybody? If you ever see that, why can't I delete this lead? It will happen now and again. I recommend to archive it. All this does is shut off all communication. And many tools that you already have in the platform will automatically unsubscribe them. If I hit a unsubscribe link on a text you sent me from the system, which we have, it would automatically unsubscribe you. So think about deal types as well. If that's step one or level one, this is level two. Okay, you're a new lead, but you're a buyer. Okay, you're a new lead, but you're a seller. Excuse me, you're a new lead, but you're a renter. These are our 5 types that you all have. Take a minute, take that in. Okay. They can actually be more than one. I mean, I'm sure some of you out there would agree. I could be a buyer and a seller because I'm neither actually at this moment. Maybe you're one of my past clients. Maybe you want to list your house at some point, and then you're going to have to buy a new one. You're technically a buyer or seller. So if one doesn't fit, then add 2. You're the only one that sees it. I've spoken at length about these, and this is why, because it's one of the most important things you can learn that I know works, that you can categorize people in the way that you want to. If you're a sphere and you're a seller, what else are you? Patio furniture here, VIP past client. Notice over here on the left, newsletter list, meaning I want to tag her to make sure that I send a newsletter to her, and you can target anyone in your database by hashtag. Maybe I'd put an address in there. Maybe it's a location. Maybe it's how I know them. Hashtags have power in this system, friends. It's how you make this system your own. It's super easy. No one sees them except you. You could make the kookiest ones in the world you want. No one's going to see them. Just don't use spaces. And that's how you can categorize and target people in your system, which is essential. Right time, right message. Don't worry about cap sensitivity. Needs to be all one word. You do not need the hashtag symbol unless you're creating it for the first time. And then source where it came from. Now with source, when you think about organization, where did it come from? If you're paying for leads through, let's say, for example, Inside Real Estate, if you're buying Facebook leads through us, then we're going to source it Facebook leads. If you're doing some of our lead generation techniques, you put in the source manually. So if I post something to Facebook, I'll know it's from Facebook because I said so. If someone just found my website organically, it would say organic website. So on a leads record, we're going to have that information available to you. Here's the leads record. Here's me. I'm over on the left. All this information, when he signed up, did he click on any properties? It looks like I don't have enough information on this one yet. But if I did click on some properties, it would tell me, oh, he's looking in this area here. Oh, it came in direct website. That means I went directly to the website because I was testing it. I knew the website, so I typed it in. You know, organically means I just found you randomly because you're awesome. And you've been doing great indexing with your website. Okay. Making sense? Hopefully, when we think about this categorization here. So source, you're going to do some manually, some are going to come in automatically. Let's say you did a property boost, which is what I would recommend if any of you had like $59 to spend for your business, for your life. You can get about typically 8 to 12 leads, and they'll start rolling in within 24 hours. Right? Then it would say property boost. Wendy was generated by property boost. So that's what I mean. Okay? Contact record. Let's talk through it. There's a lot of info on here. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to tell you otherwise. Where the heck do you even start? If I may, just remember, if you wanted the 3 things that I could tell you I know for a fact that works, get all your people in, import them, reach out to every single person in that you have in there, even people that may or might not be real estate right now, and then follow up, and then add new leads. That's 4. Sorry. And then repeat, repeat, and repeat. So on the timeline, everything on the left is all my info. Who it is, we call it the timeline. Notice these tabs up top. Okay. Left, easy to think about. Here it is. Left, that's all my info. Emails, their name, where they came from, when they came. Are they a buyer or a seller? The center, the timeline, everything that's ever happened, that they've ever clicked on, all communication. We even tell you if they open or close an email, friends. Properties clicked on. And then far right are going to be all my actions. I want to make a call, send an email. I want to turn on a search alert. I want to drip campaign. So left, that's all my info. Folks, here's a mind blower. This predictive score, if someone signs up on your website, which I sure hope they do, which is what every goal of all of us on this call should be thinking about. How do I get them to my website? We give them a predictive score based on their shopping behavior, activity, and information gathered, and this will adjust over time. It will even could add another star because they're super active, might minus another star because they went dark. I haven't seen them. Okay. So mind blower, get them to your website. And in the center, in the timeline, everything. Okay. Far right is going to be all my actions. What can I do? You can set appointments, send a text, do something in the future, add a task, add a note, add a search alert. I want to follow up drip campaign. Step 1, get everyone in there. And folks, I don't know how much I can stress the importance of even people you don't think are real estate opportunities at this moment. That can change in instant, and I've seen it happen. Okay. How you follow up with them is up to you. Maybe I'm just sending you a happy 4th of July card once a year. That's something, you know. Excuse me, maybe I just give you a follow-up call every 3 months and I create a task for it. Maybe it's a home anniversary. You all have that built in. Do you know that? You can on your contact to say, hey, I know their close date was X. Let's send them an annual follow-up. How about birthdays? We got that too. You can even sync your email and calendar in here, folks. If the goal becomes, and it is for us, one system to run my business. I don't need 12 products. They don't talk to each other that I got to copy and paste, put this thing over here and that thing over there. Make sure you're giving them a reason to go to your website, folks. You've got lots of tools to do it. Okay, so think about these things. We'll import your leads. You have tools to reach out. Get them to your website. We have playbooks for those of you out there that say, I simply don't have the time for this. This is ridiculous. Well, okay, fair. I know you're busy, but we have playbooks that are automated for your sphere and your new listings. You can integrate any lead source. You could buy them through us. You can buy them through whoever you want to buy them from. Just get them into the system. Start driving them to your website. Start understanding the behavioral automation that's going to tell you when they're clicking, what they're clicking on, and then engaging them based on that behavior. It's a game changer, folks. It's a game changer. We've already been taking a look. I've been going in and out. I'm definitely guilty of going off script. But let's take a little deeper look at a lead record, a contact record, and we'll see if there's anything else we can help with. I want to keep this one sweet and to the point here, but as always, questions I know that we will address as we can. Okay, So where am I? I'm in contacts. Let's remember BoldTrail up top, up left, that little search bar. I can search for anything. MLS ID, property address. I know your last name. I can't remember your first. I know part of your phone number. Anything in the platform like Web and IDX and Vitals and Deals and Listings and all that stuff, you can search up here too. So if I just search in contacts, boom, here I am. If I was searching for Fred, show me all my Freds. There they are. You see what I mean? And then down below, I even have some listings that have Fred in there. Pretty neat, huh? So let's click on this Brett fellow over here. And let's just make sure when we talk about getting started that you've done all the appropriate steps. Let me show you a few things. Fair? Here's my lead. If you haven't yet, one of my best advice would be to add a contact manually. Okay, you can do that from any screen. It says pretty obviously add contact, right? I could go to contacts, right? But it doesn't matter where you are. I can add you on the fly anytime I want. Okay, so you're going to put in my name. You're going to put in my email. You're going to put in my phone if I have it. You're going to absolutely enable permission to call. You're going to put in my address if you have it. You're going to say if I'm a buyer, a seller, or both. Now that you have some concept of status, you're going to pick what you think I am. Do I know you? Sphere. Do I not know you? Prospect. If you sign up on my website, new lead, and on and on. Okay? I could put on a smart campaign. You know the easy way to think about smart campaigns, folks? Here it is. Here it is. Type in status. It's a new lead buyer. What campaign would I put on there? A buyer campaign. Well, if I scroll into my campaigns, let's see what I have in here. We have one, and I recommend the system campaign. It's like I don't have that one turned on. Default buyer. But you get the idea. If it was a seller prospect, then what campaign do you think you would pick? A seller prospect campaign. You with me? That's how it works. Okay. If you don't see what you think you should down here, then this is all you got to do. Leave this page. You're going to go over to marketing on the left or type marketing up top. And you're looking for smart campaigns. These are your drips, fully customizable, fully vetted, fully tested, already there for you, but you can change them if you want. And I was like, well, wait a minute. I didn't see that one that I think should be on this lead Brett over here for, I don't know, let's say he's a client buyer. Let's say I didn't have a client buyer. So I say, well, wait a minute. Where are my clients? Okay. I don't have one. Well, there you go, client seller. And you'll notice at the upper top left, I have 3 tabs in my smart campaigns. Here are mine, my campaigns. System library, you can check them out. And templates, that's where all the individual messages live, emails and texts and all that stuff. You can create your own and copy ours or clone ours or tweak ours or whatever you want. There's tons in there, hundreds literally. But if I don't see the one I want, where's my default client buyer? Okay, I'm going to go over to the system library. Upper left. I'm going to type in client because that's the easiest way to do it. And show me what you have for client. I have the buyer, the renter, and the seller. Okay, well, shoot. I don't know if I want them or not. What do they look like? Let's look at the client buyer. Click on the campaign name. Well, what do you know? It's just weekly check-ins, which would make sense. You remember how I talked about active client and contract are all task-based for you? That means you're handling all personal communication. There is nothing going out. Why? Because they became active, which means they responded to you. That's the whole point. That means I can search for, think about this. Here's a great pro tip, best practice for you. Show me everybody in my CRM. What I did, folks, is I just tabbed over to contacts real quick to see my whole contact section. And then I say, show me everybody that's active on the left. Oops. And I know that every single one of these people have responded to me in some way. Look at how many do I have? 43. What are you doing with these people? Because you're handling personal communication, because in our smart campaigns, all we're reminding you of weekly is check in with this person, check in with this person, check in with this person. But if I wanted to add this, I would just go, okay, yeah, I want that one. Add to my library on the far right. Done. Move back over to my campaigns. Client, well, there it is. But here's the thing. Notice in the far right, everybody, notice on the far right, the status is not turned on. It's gray and left. If I turned it on, it's going to say, are you sure? That means from this moment forward, it's now available. So that automation I was talking about, if I changed you from client to contract and contract to close, now would trigger, this campaign because I turned it on. It is not retroactive. So it doesn't do anything in the past. So if I had people that were actually in the client buyer side or stage, meaning I'm a client and I'm a buyer, it would not go attach it to this person. You would have to go do that manually. But I'm going to also turn on the client seller. Yep. Now it means it's available. Same thing, just task-based. The system will contact you by email. It's available on the mobile app, and it's available from your main dashboard, your daily calls and tasks. Your daily calls and tasks are based on, or at least partially, on those smart campaigns. We're saying, call this lead. You just got a new lead. You just added a person. Call them. They have a phone number. You've never called them through the system. Call them. So that stuff is actually happening for you. If that's not a mind blower, I don't know what is. Okay, so that's how we do it with campaigns. Showed you how you can filter for, and that really should be a to-do for you, friends. I would absolutely recommend this. And what I mean by that, let me repeat myself. Go over to your contacts. Everybody, not just active, but everybody. Everything you got in there. And I'm going to ask you to go to behavior. So here, if you're following along, I hope you are. Go to contacts or type contacts up top. Here is my CRM, what many people call it, your contact section. Come down on the left, find behavior. Go to behavior. And you'll find some search alerts, or excuse me, some filters where I could say, show me everybody that doesn't have search alert. This should be the number one thing you all do right now, this minute. Show me everybody in my system that does not have search alerts, view results. These people are not going to your website. My test data here, 858 people are not going to my website. That means I don't have them set up on a search alert. What are you going to do about it? You see how important this could be? And it should be. I could save that filter. I could call it, oh, I don't know, leads with no search alerts, property search alerts. And then I could pin it to the top, and that filter I saved would then become a daily to-do that I could start getting into here and working in my saved filters. Then I would repeat behavior. Who doesn't have market reports? And if you don't know what those are, then folks, go sign up on your website and figure it out. That's what I mean in the nicest way. You need to sign up on your website. Don't use the email that you log in with. Pull up your website, search for your area, and become a lead and watch what happens. Okay, that's what I really want. Sorry, lost my place there. So I'm going to create that market report from your website. It's a tool that gives a 30-day summary of a particular market, like let's say San Diego. So I'd save that filter, view results, and then I'd work through these people as my daily to-do. And then I would repeat no listing valuation. If I have their address, I have the option to send them a monthly kind of average estimate, not a CMA, but just like an idea. And then who does not have a running campaign. So those are the 4 filters I would build if I were you. You want to get started? Make sure they're going to your website. Folks, that's all I have to say for today. I'm going to drop the mic on this one. I am going to ask you or remind you that you have lots of areas for support. You have live chat, no joke, 7 days a week in the lower right-hand side. Your EXP team, they are superstars, and they can help you as well as we can. Okay, so keep that in mind. Weekly training right from your platform. In addition to this is exclusive for, while you're figuring stuff out, but just know that we're here for you every week, 4 times a week at least, live, okay, right from your platform. We want to make it easy for you. to find what you need. Okay. We have training calendars. Get your people in. Download the mobile apps. Make sure they're going to your website. When appropriate, change some of those messages. Not right out of the gate. I'm not saying you need to do that right now, but just change some messages, to make it personal. I live here in San Diego, so I'd have a focus more of maybe the ocean or something like that. You know what I mean? Make it your own. Folks, I would be very, very appreciative if you would pull your camera up, pull up your phone, put that camera right on that QR code and tell us how we did. I hope that you will sell lots of houses this year. This platform can help you do it, but I want to be honest with you. You do need to log in. It's not magic. We still need you. You're the most important part of all of this, and that's the only way it works. So thank you for your attention today. Let me check with my team and make sure I'm not missing anything here, but I think we are straight. Delaney, any questions outstanding that I should address? Shall I get these folks back to their day? Stand by, folks. Making sure. Thankfully, because I couldn't handle it all on my own. Hopefully all left. Get in there. Go sell a house. This is our advice here. And I know it works. So with that, I'm not seeing any questions. Let me triple check. Everyone, stand by. I want to make sure I don't leave anyone hanging. But hey, get out of here. Go sell a house. Seriously. If there's nothing else we can help with, it looks like we have everything taken care of as far as I can tell. Give me 1 sec. I don't want to leave anyone. Yep, everything looks taken care of. Okay. Folks, have a great day. Thank you so much. Appreciate you all being here. Check us out on Mondays and Wednesdays. We're going to be doing this for the rest of the month. And I really appreciate your time and attention.